Not every brand deal is made equal. Making money is important for turning your creative pursuits into a career, but money isn't the only factor. One of the most common sources of income, especially for creators on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, is brand deals. But sometimes, no matter how good it feels to get sponsored, not every brand deal is right for you. Today, we'll be discussing why you might want to not pursue brand deals at all, or why you might want to reject particular brand deals. And really quick, if you want to go through these ideas at your own pace, be sure to check me out at andycormier.blog, where I have a written form of these ideas. But let's get started on why not to pursue brand deals sometimes. First off, you might want to have some more independence with your content. Some creators might make content about controversial subjects that might criticize companies or otherwise cover things that might be best without external influences. These creators might expose scams, other types of fraud, predatory financial schemes, predatory company practices, or otherwise fulfill the role in society that journalists have of independent critique of establishments. As such, taking any sponsorship can be a risk for these creators' credibility. YouTubers like CoffeeZilla, who expose predatory fake gurus, crypto scams, and other financial fraud and major problems in the influencer economy, are much less likely to ever take brand deals. If you look at CoffeeZilla's videos, I don't think I've ever seen him take a sponsorship. I might be wrong, but if you look at all of his most recent videos, I spent like 20 minutes just going through no sponsorships anywhere. And it's all to maintain their independence and credibility. If CoffeeZilla were to get sponsored by a company that later turned out to have major predatory practices, and that sponsorship contributed to said predatory practices, where goes CoffeeZilla's credibility? And this is not to say that creators who investigate issues cannot take sponsorships. In fact, most do. Instead, if you fall into this category of needing some independence with your content, just be sure to take special care and do some research before you accept any sponsorships. Next up, you might not want to pursue a brand deal if you feel like you have to change who you are or who your online persona is. Many brand deals require you to be somewhat non-controversial or brand appropriate. This is one of the major considerations companies have when choosing creators to work with. You can watch a video about those considerations right here. If you don't want to filter or change who you are for a brand deal, then you probably don't want to pursue brand deals, or at least companies that make you feel like you need to filter who you are. For example, you might have kind of an unfiltered persona on your content. And some brands might be turned off like that. Definitely brands will be turned off like that. However, there definitely are brands that not only tolerate, but appreciate your unique voice. These brands are the ones you want to work with and should pursue working with. The point is, you might not want to change who you are in order to get more brand deals. If this is the case, simply pursue brands that not only appreciate, but embrace and celebrate your unique voice. Alright, next. One major reason I hear again and again from creators for not pursuing brand deals is that it makes their creativity feel like work. Brand deals make you accountable to other people, and they add extra work to the content that you make. If the driving force for why you make content is the joy behind creating, then brand deals can really harsh that vibe. One really important note is that if you are seeking to turn your creative passion into a career, there will 100% be things that you're not passionate about. The parts that I love most about making content and I'm truly passionate about are like the writing, the recording videos, the sharing ideas, that type of thing. But I'm not a big fan of the tedious parts. Stuff like cutting the A-cut of a video, YouTube, metadata, tags, SEO, things like that. But the passion for the parts that I do enjoy are what allow me to find some level of joy and purpose in the parts that I don't. The same concept goes for many musicians. Many serious musicians are most passionate about simply playing their instrument and improving their craft. They might not love arranging gigs, playing concerts, recording CDs, managing social media presence, things like that. But it's the love for the art that allows them to find purpose in the parts that they're less passionate about. But circling back, success in content creation is largely an endurance game. It is vital to be sustainable in your creative endeavors to maintain said endurance. As a creator, you might need to take brand deals to pay the bills, but if you dislike doing brand deals, you don't need to pursue more than you need. You don't want to do so many brand deals that it saps your energy and damages your creative spirit, causing you to not make content at all. Pursuing your passion as a career does require you to take on tasks that you're not passionate about, but do ensure that you're going at a sustainable pace. But this is to say, if focusing on money and brand deals hurts the joy you have in creating content, then don't focus on those things as much. Similarly to protecting yourself with brand deals you don't enjoy, it is extremely important to protect your audience. Audiences tend to financially support the creators they follow and spend the most time watching. Otherwise, influencer marketing would not exist as a thing. But many brand deals have something shady behind them or simply aren't relevant to your audience. And this is not to say that you have to feel extremely passionately and positively about any company that you work with in a brand deal sense. Like, Raid Shadow Legends pays the bills for so many creators. But if you think a deal is a bad fit for your audience, or even worse, actively harmful for your audience, then don't take it. Whether the product in a brand deal is offering something potentially harmful, like a gambling service or a crypto scheme, or something that you simply are disinterested in or don't think is a good fit for your audience, like a mobile game or whatever, it is so important to ensure that you have your audience's best interests in heart when you're taking brand deals. Your integrity is your greatest asset you have as a creator when it comes to anything related to finance. Protect your integrity and protect your audience from harmful, potentially predatory brand deals. Next, don't take a brand deal if the deal is predatory. I've briefly discussed brand deals that can potentially be predatory in my types of brand deals video. Watch that right here. There, yeah, there's a card. But to recap, some brand deals are exploitative of you, your creativity, or your audience. The most common example is companies that only offer affiliate revenue and nothing upfront, with requirements for you to do some type of work. Some other examples might include companies lowballing you. I think I'll make a video about how to calculate how much you should charge for brand deals in the future. Don't let me forget that. Some other predatory deals might include straight up scams, whether that's against you and your effort or your audience. One more example is that companies might have absurd deliverables that they ask of you, or similarly, extremely outrageous contingencies for whether or not they pay you. They might ask something super unrealistic of you for like, they'll pay you for one brand deal's worth of money and expect you to put an ad in like 10 videos. Or maybe they don't pay you at all unless you reach a certain benchmark, which is also so shady. TV advertisements aren't paid after the fact they're watched. They're paid because of the potential that they have to be watched. An advertisement should be compensated in some way before it goes up, not after. And the same goes for brand deals. Know your worth as a creator and know why companies benefit too in influencer marketing brand deals. Watch that video right here. If whatever the company offers you seems too good to be true, it probably is. Likewise, if what a company offers you is just a load of trash, then it probably is. And don't take those deals. Next, you might have major disagreements with a company. A company might reach out to work with you in some type of brand deal or sponsorship basis, and they might be super vocal in their support for causes, politicians, or other issues that you strongly disagree with. In this case, taking a brand deal to work with that company tells your audience that you support this company. And by extension, that says you support whatever they're donating their money to. Your integrity matters most, and that goes especially for what you stand for. The caveat is that if you reject every company that you have some level of disagreement with, then you'll probably never accept any deal with any company. Your level of tolerance on whether or not you feel you're supporting a company by getting sponsored by them may vary, but you will most likely want to avoid the most vocal or outwardly controversial companies about subjects that you strongly disagree with. For example, you might reject a sponsorship offer from Starbucks if you are pro-union, or from Chick-fil-A if you support LGBTQ rights, or from Disney if you are against the growing monopolization of media. These are a few obvious examples, but it's important to do a bit of research into the companies that want to sponsor you before you take a sponsorship. You don't want to accidentally support a cause that you're against. An easy rule of thumb is to avoid working with brands in a brand deal sense that you wouldn't be a customer of because of your opposition against some moral, social, or political issue that they have. Instead of focusing on the businesses that you don't want to work with, maybe you're the next point. Focusing on your own business. You might be focusing on your own business instead of building someone else's with brand deals. I recently made a post on how to monetize without brand deals. Watch that right there. And it effectively talks about many ways that you can turn your creative endeavors more into a business by treating it more like a business. Ironically, creators are not very creative when it comes to making money. I digress. Your personal focus for the time you spend on content might, instead of brand deals, be better spent with self-driven monetization and building your brand as a business instead of someone else's. For example, if you've developed some type of really good course, great work of art, digital product, or some type of coaching business, the time in your video that could be allotted to advertising reasonably before your audience clicks away might be better spent promoting yourself instead of a company's product. If you're promoting a company's product, you only get a small percentage of the sales that your content drives. Whereas if you're selling your own product, you get everything. Similarly, the time you spend making an ad for a brand deal might be better spent working on your own business. It's important to note that you can build your own business and take brand deals. Brand deals could even be your best, largest, and most reliable form of income from that business. However, depending on your personal objectives, your focus and your strategy might be better off without them. But all in all, if your focus is to build your own business, your efforts might not be best spent building someone else's. I zoomed in for this one because I wanted to drill that point in. So in conclusion, your integrity counts. We've gone over a bunch of scenarios where you might not want to take brand deals, whether that's particular situations or in general. But really, the biggest factor to consider is your integrity. You can condense pretty much all of these rules that I've laid out in this video into one statement. If a deal harms your integrity, don't take it. I repeat, if a deal harms your integrity, don't take it. Your integrity might require you to take no sponsorships for journalistic independence. Or it might lead you to reject a deal that has no problems with it, but you don't think is relevant for your audience. Your integrity is why your audience trusts you. It takes years to build that trust, and it can be broken with one bad brand deal. Maintain your integrity as a creator at all costs, and you'll never need to worry. Again, if you want to go through this topic at your own pace, check me out at andycormier.blog. You won't regret it. And I hope this has shed some light on why you might not want to take some brand deals. Understand what's right for you, your integrity, and your strategy moving forward as a creator. And if brand deals are part of that strategy, it is important to understand them. Leave a like, subscribe for more, and be sure to click on this playlist for more education on what you should learn to get sponsored. Happy creating, and I'll see you next time.